after I got fired, I created a bunch of fake job inquiries from very overqualified candidates and sent them to my old boss using names from the Real Housewives.
Oh, I love it. So this is about iPads that are synced to parents' phones.
Yeah.
Now, don't learn about this the hard way.
Yeah.
Can we be real, Bags? How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Did you, when you were at school, do you remember having billets or like the note going home where the school goes, oh, the girls' hockey team from Gympie's coming to town and we need families to billet them?
We had a kid at the end of our street. His name was Scott. His family was Taiwanese. Scotty. And the mum and dad wanted to move back to Taiwan, but wanted to have Scott still going to school.
Great.
And he was a year older than me. So they just turned up one day on the doorstep and said, hey, Scott would like to move in with you guys. And my mum just went, okay, great.
Get in here, Scotty.
Get in here. I think they charged the family $200 a week for the room.
Cute.
So they were loving it because they were making money out of a room they weren't using.
Yes.
And it was actually really cool, but he used to slurp Wheat Beaks like really loudly. And it actually became a way for our parents to get us up earlier to go to school because they would say, if you don't get up, you'll be eating breakfast with Scotty. And Scott's going to slurp the Wheat Beaks. So if you you're doing it politely. Scott managed to slurp a Wheat Beak.
Well, you know how, some Asian people eat noodles like that.
But you don't need to eat Wheat Wheat Beaks are Aussie as fuck, mate. You don't need to slurp a Wheat Beak.
Slurping at the table is not rude in those cultures. Where it is for us.
If I'm slurping a noodle, I love to slurp a noodle.
Do you?
Yeah, who doesn't love to slurp a noodle?
I would get in trouble. Like even soup.
It flicks in the eye.
Yeah, Mum would be like, don't slurp. Like she'd be like, pour it into your mouth. Like she thinks she's the Duchess of York or something.
But it was exciting. We had him there for a year.
That is cool.
That was literally the only negative thing.
Did you learn anything about his culture? Did you have Scotty cultural nights?
Not really. No. He would sit with us and watch Friends. Okay. He really, I think
he was immersed in your culture.
Yeah, I think his parents really wanted him to live with an Australian family as well and kind of learn, like, what do we do? And obviously he realised that we do nothing. And
not much.
We don't really have anything going on.
Nah.
Like, it would have been good to immerse in his culture.
Yeah.
Which we used to go down there and they would cook us Taiwanese food all the time. And it was beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, we got
Did you have it?
No, my parents would never ever let us do it. I'd go, Mum, they want billets for the girls' hockey team from Gympie. She'd go, no, we're not doing that.
Because it's a lot of work for a parent.
Is it? I don't
guess
know.
So. It's an extra kid or an extra bloody...
We got an email the other night from school. We're all in our bedrooms. I get the email, pops up from school saying, we have some Japanese students coming for 9 days. And we need some families for them to host families for them to stay with. And I thought this classic...
It's 9 days. Who cares?
Right. So this is a classic moment where I thought, I'm going to do for my children what was never done for me.
Yeah.
So I flicked them a text saying, guys, here's the story. The school, Japanese kids, blah, blah, blah. Should we do it? Should we put our hands up?
Should we get one?
Should we get a Japanese kid? Should we put our hands up? Because they're handing them out. So should we say, yep, give us one? Louis, Darlie Rice-Payton goes, maybe. Louis writes me back straight away. I'm reading it. I don't think so.
Oh.
We are too unstable for some little Japanese kids. Lol.
Unstable?
Exactly. I go, I've written unstable, 4 question marks. He goes, yes, mentally and physically.
Wow.
What the fuck? Like, what? Why I was like, I just don't understand.
Well, yeah, I guess, have you been to Japan before?
No.
It's very regimented.
Okay.
Everyone that in the central business district where we were, everyone was almost dressed the same. Like very similar, like the white shirt, the blue pants, everyone, and maybe it was a workplace kind of scenario going on, but it looked like everyone walking in the street was very...
I think Sydney's like that.
No.
Is it not? Is it more than that?
We've got a few, there's Roger David, we've got a few different kind of outfits going on. Yeah. It felt like the same outfit almost over there. So, and when I think of the lorries... Yeah. I don't think regimented.
No.
And so maybe that's where Louis tapped into. Would a Japanese kid enjoy the unregimented vibe at the lorry's house?
Well, wouldn't they love it?
Well, they probably would for 9 days.
Right? Wouldn't they love it if I said, get in here, kiddo.
And wear whatever you like.
Wear whatever you like. Eat whatever you like. Just let me know. We'll get Uber Eats right onto it. Have a cat. Pick one. Pick 4. Just cut loose with the cats. You know, like, let's party. What do you want to watch? Like I'm very easygoing.
Yeah, but maybe, I mean,
unstable.
This is also a kid. So you're not going to be doing like much of the hanging out. Louis realised, hang on a sec, there's going to be a lot of weight on my shoulders here to be friendly to this Japanese kid. And if I don't like this Japanese kid...
How could you not?
Well, what if he doesn't? What if they don't get along?
Why wouldn't they? I mean, and plus, he's putting a lot of it on us, but by which he means me, I think, by saying we're mentally and physically unstable.
How you going, mate?
I'm going great as far as I'm concerned. I'm like... What's happened recently where he feels that you're a bit mentally unstable? I think it's maybe is it because Nodgy's away? Like Nodgy's in Chile for a month, and he thinks that without that stabilising, without our keel, Nodgy is our keel.
Because it is really like 3 children living in a house, isn't it?
It can be sometimes. That I think maybe that's. But I mopped the other day. Like I'm keeping it together. I'm on top of the washing. I've mopped.
So mopped once in the month or just...
Yeah, well, it's only been 2 weeks that she's been gone. I've vacuumed a lot and I have mopped once when it got to the point where I was like, oh, my feet are just going black walking around my house. So I mopped and, you know, everyone's fed and clothed. Like, everyone's got beds. I don't know what... I think we would be a great cultural experience for a Japanese kid. You know, I'm offended. And I said to her, it's like, did I tell you about the time Dali said recently to my mum, of all people, she told her that my chicken tastes like soap.
Yeah.
When I cook chicken, it tastes like soap.
And your mum would have loved that, right? Yeah. She would have been like, oh.
Yeah. So, you know, they're hurtful. They're very hurtful. So maybe
they know how to hurt you.
Maybe I need a Japanese kid. Maybe I need another kid for 9 days. Maybe I'd just like a really polite, button-down kid around the place for 9 days who'd probably just be really kind to me, really polite and sweet.
Yeah.
And probably love my whole vibe, you know, who would go keep telling me, this is so great. We don't have this at my house. That's probably what they'd say, don't you think?
Well, it depends what you're talking about. Like, what don't they have at their house?
Everything. Like that.
Like the animals.
Oh, the animals, a TV in every room.
Yeah.
I've got heaps of cool shit, like a record player from Aldi. They probably don't have that at their house. I've got those cherries. You know the cherries that you normally get in a cafe on like an ice cream or that?
Yeah.
I've got a whole jar of them.
I'm sure they could have that too.
You can have them, I bet, but I'm sure they don't.
Yeah.
Whose house has those? Nobody's except mine.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got Nescafe or Moccona.
I've got Moccona. I don't have Nescafe.
What's the Moccona?
Moccona. Yeah, that's the flash one. But I do have a coffee machine if she wants that. I just don't use it. I live in Altona, mate.
What do Japanese kids get up to?
Well, as far as
I feel like they'd be actually very similar to Louis, which would be probably playing, games.
Yeah,
and
these guys.
Jumping on the phone. There wouldn't be much communication going on.
No, my impression of Japanese kids is that they're very disciplined.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And you're not.
No discipline at my house.
You're going to free range that kid. I'm worried for that kid's parents, actually.
Yep.
Because when you hand that kid back, it's going to be so free range. They're not going to know how to look after it.
It will have seen the other side of life. It will have seen everything that's possible and just go, wow. It will have watched Top Chef. It will have watched, be up to date on White Lotus, all the good shows. So it's doing no study, which is not... I don't feel like it's not the Japanese culture to do no study. Yeah, I'll probably have to talk it out of it. Probably have to go, no, mate, if you're going to immerse yourself... And you can't call it an it when it's there. You've got to... Well, I'll call it him or her when they come, when I know what it is. But, yeah, I'll be like, no, mate, what you want to do is just be on the phone giggling to your friends all night. Yeah. Don't do... Go to bed at 3 a.m. Yeah, work is for school. Yeah, and you can stay home from school. You can. You really can. At least once a week, probably. Like 5 days is a punish. Right. And If you need a day, just a mental day, take one.
Far out. I love that the school will have this video to send to the family before they turn up.
This is my pitch.
Yeah.
This is my pitch, yeah. And nothing good happens before 10 a.m. That's the other rule in my house. If you insist on going to school, don't wake me, mate, because the bus goes at 8 and I don't want to see you. So tiptoe past mummy's room.
Also, you've spoken a number of times on this podcast about your idea of having kids and not loving it. Why would you want another one for 9 days? Like, why don't you just be happy with the two you've got?
Oh, well, I just want to impress Louie and Darlie with my openness. Like,
maybe Louis saying to you, look, you can't handle us.
I think he
Why throw another one in?
Well, he's already calling me emotionally unavailable. So I think he's thinking, I don't want you to stretch your affections among another kid.
Well, yeah, exactly.
What if I like the Japanese kid more?
Maybe he's worried about that.
That's probably what he's worried about.
He's jealous.
Yeah, he's preemptively jealous. Well, when Kelly, my sister-in-law, was pregnant with Edie, Louis had a moment, so he was probably 7 or 8, and he had a moment where he realised that Nana would be this baby's nan as well, and he famously said, no, it can get its own Nana.
Yeah.
So we
all do that as kids and sometimes as adults.
Yes.
You know.
You're probably right. He's probably worried that I'll get along better with this Japanese kid, and I might.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If this kid is a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, Louis is in trouble. Yeah.
What if he actually gave you some discipline as well?
He tries. Lou?
No, the Japanese kid. Like, what if he started like making your life regimented?
How?
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, it's like trying to hold back a tsunami. I just don't even know where you would start.
Is that because you thought that would be like a Japanese word that they would understand?
Asian. Yeah, no.
The T really gets you in tsunami, doesn't it?
Tsunami.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful word. It's a horrible thing, but tsunami is a beautiful word.
I do love watching the video. I actually think it is the Japanese tsunami that happened. I know it's a bit morbid.
You love watching it?
I love it. There's this wave that comes into this river.
In the car?
Well,
the river.
Yeah, or it might be like their harbour, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the wave comes through the harbour.
Oh,
bloody hell.
God, no.
It's scary as fuck.
I've got a strong stomach, but that makes me... I remember watching that on like live TV when it was all happening.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. They had cameras on a tsunami happening.
It was the bloody... What's that? The power plant.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? The power plant went under... Was that right?
Yeah, when the reactor blew up.
Yeah.
Something like that, and I'll never forget watching it happen live. So, look, I won't be showing that to it when it comes, this kid. We'll go to it. Go to the other two.
Hey,
don't watch tsunami videos when this Japanese kid comes.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Okay. Well, when's this happening?
Well, the kids have put a kibosh on it. They're not letting me do it. My kids aren't letting me get an exchange student from Japan for 9 days.
Gee whiz.
So, Dahlia's sided with Louis in the end. She said, oh, actually, yeah, you're right. I was like, well, how is he right? I mean, and no, they've not let me. So my mum didn't let me, and now my children aren't letting me.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting an exchange student from Japan.
There you go. All right, well, let's get into our first secret for today. Yeah.
If
you just did it on your own,
no,
yes.
I was going to say, after the kids leave home, they move out. If I just contact high schools and go, open for exchange students.
Very creepy.
I'll just bill it teenage.
Super creepy. I mean, maybe there are people that do that, though.
I don't know. We'll see.
If you've got a secret and you want to share it on the podcast, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio, or you can submit a written secret as well. Here is our first one for today. After I got fired, I created a bunch of fake job inquiries from very overqualified candidates and sent them to my old boss using names from the Real Housewives.
Oh, I love it. Hi, my name is Luann de Lesseps. The Countess Luann de Lesseps, and I'm applying for your job.
Yeah.
That's great.
He spent weeks chasing Erica and Jane, or Erica Jane, for an admin role.
I know who Erica Jane is. That's awesome. Oh, my God. I love it. I'm filing it. I love it. That's so funny. Erica Jane. And I love revenge. It does make...
Are you driven on revenge? Like
I try very hard not to be, but
is
every
it bad
now
to be
then,
driven on revenge?
Yes, very bad. From a Buddhist,
why is it bad?
Perspective, it's allowing your negative emotions to take over. It's not disciplining your negative emotions, and usually when you pursue something negative like that, you create
more problems for yourself.
Yeah, you're locking yourself in a negative frame of mind.
Yeah.
Bad karma, all that. And oftentimes you create just more problems for yourself. But every now and then I do shout myself a bit of revenge, and it's fun. I do love it. So I love
Yeah.
what she's done here. Like this is quite a workload, like to be filling out these
Fucking
job
oath.
applications and the extra level.
You need passion
the
to go
extra
to this
level
level.
of creativity of using Real Housewives names is hilarious.
Mm.
Erica Jane, love it.
Yeah. What was the last thing that you...
Oh no, it was a big one, and I feel like it.
You're like, don't ask.
Don't ask. It was a big one, and I feel like it'll do me now for a while. I feel like it's satisfied me for a long time. It does make me feel like, don't fuck with me. Just don't fuck with me. I'm too powerful, and I don't want to have to unleash my power. I don't like it. You're not going to like it. So don't fuck with me.
God, I want to know who this person is who's copped
I'll
this.
tell you over drinks.
Bloody hell. Looking forward to that. All
Yes.
right. Here is our next secret. I joined a gym and told my husband I was training for a 10K run.
Ooh, okay.
What I really do is sit in the sauna, scroll TikTok, and then have a long shower in peace.
Yay.
I've
just
never even touched a treadmill.
a little bit of me time. I love
Because the
that.
gyms always have a great, especially some gyms these days, they have bloody great
I wish
facilities,
my
don't they?
gym's shit. I go to.
Where do you go to?
I go Anytime Fitness.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a
But
shop
they're not going to
front.
sponsor the show.
No, it's not. It's not their fault. They're shit. It's a shop front in Altona, so it's tiny and it's
some gym gear in
serious.
there.
It's just like,
Yeah.
just come here to work out, guys.
Yeah.
We don't have a spa. We don't have a sauna. We don't have anything like that. But the nearest one with a pool and a spa is a bit of a drive away, and you can never get a park there. But I'm constantly tossing up, should I go back to that place so I can just go and sit in the spa?
Yeah.
And this is encouraging me. That's such a great idea. Babe, I'm off to the gym. I'm going to be an hour and a half, and just go and sit in the sauna on TikTok. And
And the sauna's good for you anyway, isn't it?
It is.
You're getting all the toxins out of your body, so
Yep.
you're doing something good
great
for yourself.
your skin.
Great for your
Beautiful
skin.
for your skin.
You're on TikTok, just scrolling away, having
But
a
very
great time.
wet on your phone.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good in a sauna. I have to say. You know our mate Henrik.
Why don't we have a sauna?
I don't. Our mate Henrik is Swedish, right?
Yeah.
And
He built his own sauna.
he has his own sauna. They are
Yeah.
serious. Those guys. The Swedes. Seriously.
Do you know the benefits of having a sauna? Like apparently they're like, you know, all the biohackers are saunering. They're loving the sauna.
Are they the same blokes who ice bath?
I hear ice. Yeah,
you-
Wim Hof. You know, all that
Yeah.
kind of gear.
Do you do both? Do you sauna and then ice bath?
Well, so in Russia, it was New Year's Eve. So they had a sauna. They had obviously the snow,
Yes.
minus 22. And the routine was that we did a shot of vodka. We then got into the sauna, sat in the sauna, and then for some reason we whipped each other with
Birch?
with leaves.
Yeah, with leaves. Yep.
Is that what it birch?
Yes. Yeah, I
is that
believe so.
normal? Is that a thing?
It's a thing I've seen and heard of before. I have
Yeah,
no
so
idea
that was happening to me
why.
and I didn't know what was going on at the time.
Sure.
Right?
You just went with it. To impress the in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just four blokes in a bloody sauna whipping each other with a tree. I was thinking, okay, this is good. And then once you get out of the sauna after about 10 minutes, you then run into the snow, dive into the snow, right? And then rinse and repeat. Now, that'll get you shit-faced pretty quick.
Will it?
Oh, because you're
That's funny.
sweating.
I would have thought
You're
that
freezing.
would sober you up. The
No, mate.
freezing.
I was so fucking drunk. I
Really?
stopped drinking for 4 months after that New Year's Eve. And you know me, I love a drink.
Yes.
The hangover, it was horrendous because you've dehydrated your body.
I see.
You're smashing yourself with shots of vodka and you keep going. You don't stop. And you're thinking, this is a bit of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Mate.
I wonder how long I could go because I'm so piss fit.
Well, once things kind of die down,
Yeah.
and this war ends,
Yeah, once the war is over.
I'm going to get you over there
I give
and we're going to
anything
have
to
a
go.
Russian experience. We're going to do it all and you're going to love it.
Do you
And
know,
I'm going to whip
booked-
you with a tree, mate.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to, get involved in the local customs. I had a trip to Russia and Poland booked, and then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I decided not. I mean, I know there's no reason why you can't go to Russia pregnant. Well, there wasn't at that time. This is 2009. But it was an IVF pregnancy. It was twins and all that. And I just thought, I won't. I'm not
Bit of
taking
a
any
risk.
risks, right?
Yeah.
So I've always still wanted to fulfill that trip.
Oh, it's a good time over there. It is a good time.
Sounds it. And everything's a better time when you've got locals, when you've got
Yeah.
people to go and visit.
Totally.
So I don't want to be in a hostel where some fucking Swede comes in and goes, oi, come on, let's do this Russian shit where they hit each other with sticks. No. I want to do it with Russians.
Yeah.
Who know how to do it, why we're doing it.
Oh, yeah. And we've got to wear a little hat as well, actually. It's like a little, like, think of Tinkerbell out of Peter Pan. Like, we're wearing like a little fucking hat like that. I'm doing this. There's photos of me on my social media where I'm doing this night.
Is it only for men, though? Can ladies do it?
No. And then the girls do their turn.
Good.
But then the girls cheer us all on as we run out into the snow, and then we do it for them.
Oh,
and
God,
it was a whole
this
thing.
has got meeting a husband written all over it.
Well, I thought it was some kind of like initiation for me to see if I was tough enough to be with Yulia.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it did seem like the Russian men were testing my stamina in the can he handle this? How much can he drink? Can he handle the snow?
Don't tell him that you didn't drink for 4 months afterwards.
I did. I said because the thing is, the next day they all wanted to kick off again, right? And I go, guys, no, this is ridiculous. I'm going to stay home tonight. They all went out night clubbing.
You better be careful. They might
stayed in the cabin.
I'm tough enough for Yulia.
Totally. And then they're going to say, fuck him off and they can be together.
I bet you I can do all of the above.
Oh, mate, you'd kill it. You'd love it. You'd look great in the little hat as well.
I can't wait to go to
good
Russia.
times. All right. We've got a big tour to take this podcast. And we're not heard in Russia. We are banned. Obviously, people can't watch YouTube over there. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
YouTube, Spotify, everybody's left.
But so far, our dates are Jupiter's Casino at the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Rockhampton.
I think we threw Rocky in there. Then we went up to Bangkok.
Oh, yeah. Bangkok.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. And now
Russia.
Moscow.
Well, we can go Moscow. We can go to like Suzdal, which is where we did that's out in the fields. We go out in the fields with all the snow.
I like that.
Have a barbecue outside in the middle of the snow. Why would you? Don't know, but we'll do it.
Why wouldn't you? Why does anyone live with their snow? I don't know.
It is Russian snow, the best quality snow you'll get because it's fucking snow. Like it's snow, mate. It's not like
deep,
Mount Buller or anything like that.
Deep, cold and sharp. Horrible.
Yeah. Good times.
Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, on the hangover, we decided to go on a sleigh with 2 horses. I think they were horses.
They've got sleighs?
Sleigh. Like, it was like Santa's sleigh. We're all sitting in it. And then we're going along the road, which is covered in snow. And we're, chugging along. And then we start going down this hill. So we're picking up speed, right? And then we go out onto a river, right? So the thing is that then the sleigh, as the horses turn. Have you ever been on like the back of a speedboat when you?
Speedboat I have, yeah.
Right, when you're on like a boogie board and then you go out.
A biscuit,
biscuit, and then the boat turns and then it goes right on the outside.
Yeah.
We're doing this on the fucking ice.
Shit.
Sliding around like almost in line with the fucking horses.
On a frozen lake.
Mate, it's good times. And I'm hungover as fuck.
That is amazing times.
It's not amazing times. When you're hungover.
I love it. Okay.
I'm just sitting there going along.
You're right. They don't have that at Mount Buller.
That is a good time. That is a bloody good time.
Ice. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, a frozen lake as well, because I'm looking down at the lake thinking, fucking, how frozen is this thing?
Yeah.
You want it to be fucking frozen. You don't want to be going out there and falling through the ice. But yeah, good times, mate. Lots of adventures for us to have when we go on our world tour.
Will blow my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't sound that excited about the sleigh.
I am super excited about the sleigh.
Okay.
That's what pushed me back over towards, hang on, am I being an idiot? I hate snow. But the sleigh.
Well, you don't have to do anything. You just sit there while the horses do all the work.
Horses,
I love
they're
doing all the work.
Horses and a sleigh, that's mad.
And they can get some speed, mate, on that thing. Yeah.
Has it got bells on it?
Yeah, it's got. Mate, think of have you seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when the White Witch comes into
I've read it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, mate. Go and watch it.
Okay.
Narnia.
Bells?
It's great.
Okay.
When the White Witch comes in, that's what you feel like. You got your big coat on, you roll in. Aslan.
Okay. Yeah. Aslan.
Or whatever.
Aslan is different. That shows with
he's the lion, right?
Obviously,
he's the hero lion.
Yeah, that's Aslan.
Aslan, whatever.
Aslan's captions for the deaf.
Okay, well, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's get into our first audio secret.
Aslan.
My sister-in-law is a compulsive liar, and whenever I babysit my little niece, I go onto her iPad and read her text messages because her iPad is synced to her mother's phone. But I never call her out on her bullshit because I'm scared of the repercussions. And her and my brother have a very tumultuous relationship, and I get dumped with her 2, 3, 4 days a week, and I worry that she will miss out on, I don't know, a loving and caring adult child relationship. I don't know. But yeah, I can't stop it, and it makes me hate her more and more, but I love my niece more than I hate her.
Okay, so this is about iPads that are synced to
The phone.
parents' phones.
Yeah.
Now, don't
Dangerous.
learn about this the hard way.
Yeah.
I've known people whose kids have seen nudes, seen sexy texts between them, like, just normal mum-dad behaviour, but they've bought an iPad for the kid and not realised that when they're in the quick setup, oh, fuck, I don't know, yes, da-da-da-da-da, not realise that their kid's getting sometimes all the emails, all the texts.
How are they getting the texts?
Because they're synced.
Right.
The iPad is synced to your phone. That's happened to me. And luckily the kids didn't see anything bad. But I remember when they were little and they first got iPads, and a moment when I was sort of looking over their shoulder at something they were watching and saw a text pop up. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Notification. What the fuck is that? And that's how I realised that iPads get texts.
So you could be bitching about your kids and they could be reading the whole conversation.
Well, or worse, you could be, your husband could send you a sneaky cock shot during the day and your kid gets it. And that is something that happened to a friend of mine. Her kid saw.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it can happen. And I love that this lady is taking advantage of her sister-in-law's misunderstanding of what an iPad can do. And when she's babysitting, she's just deliberately looking at her sister-in-law's messages.
Yeah.
Wow.
Catching up on the gospel. She hates her.
She hates her.
She hates her. She
That
likes
can
the
happen.
niece. Is that perfectly understandable to hate your sister-in-law but love the niece?
Oh, yeah, that can happen. And of course, I mean, I love my sister-in-law and I love my niece, so I'm very lucky. But it definitely can happen. And when your sibling marries someone that you don't like, but then they have kids, of course you're going to love the kids, no matter what you think about mate. So it's I'm going to say be careful.
Okay, yeah.
Be careful reading other people's messages. I mean, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and also make sure you're not synced.
Make
sure you're not synced. Be careful on a number of different
Go and
levels
check
there,
your kids' iPads immediately and make sure.
Well, you're making me think, bloody hell, is my phone synced to the TV? I think it might be because I'm always swiping it up to the TV.
Yes.
So am I synced?
There are many cases of men watching, or not just men, I'm assuming, but stories I've heard of men watching porn.
And then it just comes up on the TV at home.
Yes. Not realising that their phone's still synced. There's a famous scene from a TV show. I can't
Wouldn't that be
remember
embarrassing?
it now, but yeah.
I feel like Yulia would have brought that up with you by now, though. Because
yeah.
she would have just been saying, well, what were you up to today?
Yeah. She would absolutely have brought it up with you, but you don't want her to see any. I don't know.
Unless she's thinking, no, I'll just watch what he's up to.
Just keep that in the back of my mind. You never know. You never know.
What's he looking at?
Yulia, mate. You just never know.
You never
and
know.
part of what's great about
the
her.
mystery. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the excitement of being with Yulia.
Well, is it? Yeah. All right, let's get into the next secret.
G'day. This is, I don't know, call it a little rant, but you have the Facebook group and you've got people in that Facebook group who think it's okay to attack others because of their opinion. If my opinion doesn't align with theirs, apparently I'm an arsehole because I like Marty Sheargold. Who gives a fuck? That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. If you don't like it, F off.
F off. Yeah, look, the closed Facebook group can get a little, heated sometimes, and understandably, like everyone wants to share their point of view, and that's what it's there for, especially for you and I to get, I guess, feedback on what's going on and find out what the audience think of certain things.
I mean, I like Marty Sheargold too.
You do. You worked with him for a long time.
Yeah, but you can, I mean, you don't have to be black and white. I think, you can accept that someone's been problematic.
I didn't actually see this, by the way, in the closed Facebook group where somebody shared their opinion on Marty and then got attacked. I didn't see that at the time. I saw a lot of conversation around the topic.
Yeah, but it's not hard to imagine.
So someone must have defended him and then here they got a pile on, did they?
I mean, it's not hard to imagine this conversation. It's like the Meghan Markle conversation that we had recently. It's like these are polarising people. And, when someone goes, I don't care about what anyone else, when there's lots of stories about them being troublesome and then someone else comes out and goes, I don't care, I like them anyway, that's going to fire people up. But I do agree 100%. I think we've lost the ability to just go, really? Oh, I like him.
Well, he's entitled. He's completely entitled to say that, and also welcome in the closed Facebook group to say that. There was no, he's more than welcome to say that.
People oftentimes accuse us of deleting things on Facebook, and we never do.
No, we will. So we will. The Facebook group will control. Things that are inappropriate to go up in that group. And obviously the group is pretty loose anyway, but there are some things that come through that Facebook will flag itself and not allow through. And then we are allowed to decide whether it goes in there or not. And to be honest with you, majority of the time Facebook's pretty good at picking up on, hey, that's probably not for a group of people that may not want to see that.
Remember that period of time a couple of years ago where, people would get spammed with child porn on Facebook pages.
Yeah, there's some pretty weird things that can come through.
Yeah,
so you want them to be censored, but there's no.
But I've had people accuse us of
never
deleting things that were critical of us, and we don't do that.
No.
Like sometimes the actual poster will delete it.
Yeah,
but I think,
I think that happens, and it's actually, in fairness to the poster, I understand sometimes someone wants to share their opinion, and then they get a pile on, which I actually think sometimes is not fair. Even if they're going against you and I of what we've said, right? And then that person cops an absolute pile on in there. I really feel sorry for the person, even if they've done it anonymously, because that mentally for them must feel like, oh, hang on, I just wanted to let these guys know.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I think
it turned into like a bit of a don't you think? Like sometimes you're watching that and you go, oh, this is not.
But there's two things going. One is there's, a lot of people are really fucking rude on social media.
Yeah,
that just
and they wouldn't say it to anybody in the group's face or our faces if they saw us in the street.
So I think as long, if you express yourself rudely, then I don't have any sympathy for you either way, to be honest. Like, that's one of the things I hate about social media. It's just so unnecessarily rude, obnoxious, aggressive.
Snarky. I saw this great thing on social. Maybe it was another podcast. If someone says something really nasty to you, whether that is in person or in a comment, if you comment back and just say, "Did you mean for that to sound so rude to me?"
Yeah.
You then put the spotlight back onto that person who said that thing about you.
Sure.
And it puts them into a position to actually have to explain what they were intending to do.
Yeah.
And if they double down, obviously they may have a point, but majority of people, and obviously everybody can use this in life as well.
Yeah.
Majority of people will actually go, oh, actually, I fucking didn't mean to.
I suppose
they get called out by having that kind of that light shone on them.
Sometimes we read things in a voice that is not the way it's written.
Yep.
That can definitely
So
happen.
you're allowing that person to justify, did you mean for that to be like that?
Yeah.
That offensive, or did you mean to hurt my feelings in that way?
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously, you don't want to do that you can't be doing that to every single.
Personally, I just don't look at it and don't get involved because
you're really good at that.
Yeah, boundaries.
Yeah, you do have boundaries, and you have had in your career a lot of people commenting on what you say and what you do.
We've talked about this before, and I have gotten into the weeds where I've just ended up like it feels
defending
like it's
yourself?
coming at you like machine gun fire, and you're trying to respond to every single person. It's just horrible and ridiculous. So I gave up. But I do think I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I do think it depends on how you express yourself. If you say, oh, you're all being stupid, muddy, Sheargult's great. Well, given the accusations against him, that would be inflammatory, I would think. That would be an inflammatory. If you're just going, oh,
I love him,
I really
he's a
love
funny
him.
guy.
I think he's so funny.
Yeah. I love the Raiders.
Love the, Sydney City Raiders. What are they called? No,
the Canberra Raiders, mate.
The Canberra Raiders.
It's the bloody Canberra Raiders. Isn't that where he's from? He's from Canberra.
He's from Canberra.
And look, Marty is a really, really funny guy.
I used to call him Martha, because you're an old lady from Canberra. Yeah, because he's a very complex guy. But yeah, I think it depends. Sometimes
how you deliver it. It's all in the delivery of how what is his statement.
And if you deliver something aggressively, expect aggression back.
Yeah.
But if you don't and you get aggression back, then absolutely, then someone else is in the wrong. But yeah, I think in general, people are just hardcore on social media. So rude, so quick to be abusive to each other.
Are we all getting tired of that though now? And what I also find is that when there is a bit of a war going on in comments, it's always balanced out now. Like it's not, and there's never just one side.
In our group?
I think so in our group,
yeah.
And also on other people's social media, on TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
If there's a fight going on, there's always the two sides fighting it out in the comments now.
Yeah.
I don't see...
The other thing about our group is I don't think there are many children in there. Sometimes you have to be aware.
You couldn't be a kid in there.
No.
I think we have a limit of being 18 and over.
Sometimes you have to be aware that you might be arguing with a 14-year-old.
Which they could have just put their age up.
That can absolutely... And that's because kids, I know myself watching my kids. I mean, they're brutal with each other. And sometimes I think in certain forums or whatever, you have to understand. That's why it's just pointless getting involved. It's just no point in defending yourself. Like, who cares? They're strangers. Who fucking cares who these people are and what they think and what they say? That's my attitude. I don't have to defend my belief system or what I think of Meghan Markle. I don't care. I don't care. So, because, sometimes it reminds me of Husey a million years ago having this email fight with someone who said he looks like a peanut. This is how it started. Husey, you look like a peanut. And then it escalated. He got really offended and he wrote back and escalated. And eventually a lady contacted him and said, that is a child. I'm their mum. And I've just found this email chain between you and my son. He's like 9.
And he's fighting it out.
And Husey was like, I never thought of that. It just never occurred to me.
Yeah.
So ever since then, it's made me really conscious of who knows who this is behind this
If they're going,
avatar.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid. Who cares what they say about how you liking Muddy Sheargold? Who cares?
How do you file that one? Opinions on social media.
Oh, God.
How do you file
boring.
that?
I'm opening a new file called Boring.
Get on to Rajesh.
Rajesh. We need Rajesh. It's Rajesh.
Rajesh? You just changed his name. It's Rajesh. It's always been Rajesh.
Rajesh?
You know Rajesh.
Of course I do. We're workmates. Yeah, I think just boring. It's just borza. Just like ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is it for today's episode. If you have a secret and you want to share it, go to the link in the bio or the description of this podcast, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.